Phillies win it 3-2 in extra innings, and man, there were some extra innings. Welcome into Phillies Post Game Live, presented by Curado Insurance. Ashlyn Sullivan, Ricky Bo, Ben Davis here with you. Guys, it wasn't pretty. They got it done. It counts. But my goodness, it was ugly at times.
The only thing I take out of this game is that it counts in the standings. That is it. You took out a W against a team that you should, because we just watched a team go 1 for 19 with runners in scoring position combined. How about 3 for 32, both teams combined? This was not exactly the greatest offensive outburst that you've ever seen. Phillies pitching staff did nice. Christopher Sanchez did a nice job. Took one off the hand. I don't know what you take out of that. He didn't act hurt, but it looked like it pounded him pretty good, would you say?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he was able to stay in and finish that inning, give him 4 strong innings. He was good. I liked what I saw out of Sanchez today. His changeup was really good. It got better as the game went on. They just found a way to win. I mean, that was on the A's part.
It was hard to watch.
It was hard to watch. It was exhibition of futility at times is what I got out of it. So it's, hey, they won. That's all that matters. They had 9 hits and no extra base hits, but hey, a W's a W.
The Phillies should have lost. In the 9th inning, they should have lost. 10th inning, the A's had opportunities with runners in scoring position with 1 out or less, and they came up empty. Bottom line.
It was not the prettiest baseball game, and Ruben Amaro Jr. was there to witness it all in person. It's time now for the crossover, and Ruben, I'm scared to ask your biggest observation from this game.
Well, to me, it's about the bullpen. They were just fantastic. 8 innings, basically, of close to shutout baseball. And, yeah, I mean, the A's did not have great at-bats situationally, but sometimes you got to give the pitcher some credit as well, because they did an absolutely heck of a job. I know it wasn't a great offensive game for the Phillies, but they did do it. I mean, again, they made the pitches when they had to make pitches. I think JT did an excellent job of working some guys through some innings there towards the end. And hey, you got to win. You got to win these games. I mean, this is a game that easily could have been lost. You know, when a team that is probably a lesser talented team kind of hangs in there for most of the game, there's a lot of times when it kind of bites you in the rear end at the end. But in this game, they grinded through it and figured out a way to win it.
Talk a little bit about Christopher Sanchez, and did the Phillies finally find somebody that could stake them some innings in that number 5 slot?
Well, I certainly hope so. I mean, I was really impressed by the way he filled up the strike zone. I mean, his sinker was working, throwing that sinker for strikes, mixed in some changeups and some sliders. I mean, the big thing for him has always been his command, and if he can do that and pitch that confidently every time out, then he's got a chance. It was unfortunate he got that ground ball back at his hand, because I think he probably would have gone a little bit longer had he not had that issue. But I was really impressed. I mean, listen, it's not the best lineup in baseball that they're facing. But I mean, it's a nice soft landing for the guy. He comes and throws confidently, throws strikes, and did a heck of a job for the Phils.
He probably saw better lineups last week.
Well, I don't know if that's the case. I don't know. I saw Scranton and maybe a couple of other ones. I think Syracuse. That is possible. But again, this is Major League Baseball. And he came in and did his job, and it was much needed. And I mean, let's talk a little bit about how that starting pitching has been over the last 14 games. It's been extraordinary. Really impressed by the way the guys have been throwing, and that's one of the big reasons why they're playing such quality baseball right now.
Well, we've seen Trea Turner get out of his funk the last home series against the Tigers and the Dodgers. He was pretty good out in the desert. Seems the first couple games here in Oakland, he's starting to chase a little bit more. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think he's expanding his zone. I think he's feeling good about himself. I think since he's feeling pretty good about his, where he is and seeing the baseball, sometimes you expand the zone a little bit too much instead of kind of zeroing in on a certain spot. He's just missed some balls as well to the pull side, maybe a little bit too pull happy. But again, I mean, it's so important for him to kind of get unglued. The fact that the Phillies are winning baseball games, and when he's not even necessarily contributing at times, that's really a good sign.
For the two-seam, he threw 57% of the time. The changeup and slider both at 21%. I liked what I saw. He was good laterally. Either side of the plate, he kept the lefties honest. He was able to get in underneath the hands. We saw Laureano, the first inning, gets rung up on a pitch inside, and he gets tossed the next batter. And it was just, he was frustrated. I liked his fastball command.
And that's important.
It was good. It was good to both sides, and especially the righties.
It's important early on in the game to establish that inside part of the plate. He did that against our right-handed hitters right away. And when you do that, opens up that changeup on the outside part of the plate. So he did a really nice job. Just a little concerned about what that hand, if that hand's going to give him any problems.
Yes, we shall see. Let's now go back out to Oakland and hear from manager Rob Thomson.
How's Sanchez? What's
good? X-rays negative. Really, if that ball didn't go off his hand, he would have gone back out there. He was fantastic. Really was. Pumping strikes. Breaking ball was good. Changeup was really good in that last inning. Get some strikeouts. So.
Did it? He stayed in there. Obviously, strikes out 3 guys. Did it start to swell on him, or?
Yeah, we were concerned that it'd stiffen up in between innings, and so I just said, let's get him out on a great note and get him checked out and make sure he's healthy and make sure he can make his next start.
When he threw that moment pitch a little wide, were you concerned?
Yeah. I mean, I was like, oh, that's it. And then we had him throw another one and look good. Then we had him throw his changeup, look good. So all right, let's keep going.
He was really pumped up after that last strikeout. He probably felt pretty good for him.
Yeah. So that's great. Get him out on a good note, like I said. He goes home with a lot of confidence and gets ready for the next start.
So he will start in 5 games?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, unless we look at the lineup and go, okay, maybe we start an opener for an inning, but yeah, he was really good.
It would be the Mets game, right?
Yeah.
With the off day.
Yeah.
So okay. So it turns into a bullpen game, and you use 7 guys, and I mean, in extra innings, it's kind of a tightrope there. I mean, what does a win like that do for everyone when you're able to kind of rely on pass the baton 7 times now?
Yeah, it just shows the depth of our bullpen. Number one, it shows how much fight there is in this club to keep after for that long. I mean, it's a 4-hour game. It seems like an eternity now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it was a 4-hour
Yeah.
game. I mean, that's a 9-inning game in the past year. So, but they just kept after it, and geez, Vasquez and Hoffman did a great job at the end. I thought maybe Vasquez would get 2 scoreless innings in extra innings, which I wouldn't think you see that too often.
So Schwarber was intentionally marked in the 10th, but not in the last inning, and then kind of it pays off. I'm a little surprised that.
I don't question other managers' decisions because they have their own. They know what's best for their club. So.
I guess how happy were you that it kind of turned out?
I was happy you got a base hit for sure.